Okay, Year 7, welcome to your video tutorial. Today we are going to have a look at multiplying and dividing decimals by 10, 100 and 1,000. When a decimal is multiplied by 10, for example, a good way to remember how it works is to visualize the decimal point moving one place to the right. The decimal point doesn't actually move, the digits do, but it's a good way to remember it. Okay, we did this with whole numbers or with integers. Today we're going to do it with decimals. Okay, and I'm starting you off with 10 and we'll see where we go from there. So for example, 238.758 multiplied by 10. Here's 23.758 multiplied by 10. Here's 23.758, my original number. Now, I said I need to move the decimal place one place to the right when I'm multiplying by 10. Okay, I go one place to the right and I get 237.5. Cool. Okay, yeah, that seems to make sense. What would happen if I changed it to 100? Okay, let's have a look at that. If I changed my number to being multiplied by 100, where would the decimal place go now? Okay, well, let's have a look. If I multiplied it by 10, 10 has 1 0. I moved it one place to the right. 100 has 2 zeros. I would move it 2 places to the right. So my answer for 23.758 multiplied by 100 would be 2375.8. See a pattern yet? I'm hoping you do. I need you to draw this table down. Multiplying a decimal by 100 moves it 2 places to the right. Multiplying it by 10 moves it 1 place to the right. And as we established, okay, that must also mean that if we multiply it by 1,000, that's 3 places. You'll notice that the number of zeros on the end of my power of 10 number correlates to the number of places that I move it. So if there's 1 0 at the end of my 100, I move it once. 2 zeros twice. 3 zeros 3 times, okay? If I divide it by 10 on the other hand, it moves it 1 place to the left. So multiplication, my number becomes bigger, moves it to the right. Division, my number becomes smaller, I move it to the left. Okay, so let's have a look at this. This word evaluate means work out. And it's asking me to evaluate 36.532 multiplied by 100. Now, I've got 2 zeros on 100. 2 zeros after the 1, which must mean I move it 2 places to the right. 1, 2. So my answer becomes 3653.20. 4.31 multiplied by 10,000. Oh, holy moly. Let's write this down. I might need to find a few zeros after it. Now it's multiplying it by 10,000. Okay, what I'll do is I'll pretend like this has whole lots of zeros after it. If I'm multiplying it by 10,000, I need to move the decimal point 1, 2, 3, 4 places. 4 places to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And my decimal point goes here. Now in these imaginary gaps I have, these 2 dips I have here, I need to put a 0. Okay? And I need to put 1 0 after the decimal point. So my answer for this one, if I write it out nice and neatly, becomes 431. 0.0. That's 4.31 times 10,000. Let's have a look and see what would happen if we divide by 10 or by 1,000 or by 100. Okay. Now, if I divide, I know I move to the left. Now, this is divided by 10. That means there's 1 0 afterwards, which means I move the decimal point 1 place. Oh, I moved it kind of in the middle. That was a bit weird. I move it 1 place to the left. Division, I move to the left. So my answer becomes 26.815. 1 place to the left. Now, 7.82 divided by 1,000, that's 1, 2, 3 places to the left. So let's write this out, 7.82. And I move it 1, 2, 3. Just like I did before in these big dips. Oh, sorry, that was meant to be a decimal point. It's a bit dodgy. Okay, in these dips, I need to write those zeros in, and I'll need to put a 0 before the decimal point. So if I was to write this out nice and neatly, that becomes 0.00782. Okay? Okay, remember at the start I said not all numbers we actually show the decimal point, even though they always have one. And they're usually whole numbers or integers. So let's have a look at this number here. Now 567 doesn't appear to have a decimal point, but it actually does. The decimal point comes after the 7. So 5, 6, 7 point. Okay, and I need to multiply, oh, that was meant to be on my 7. I need to multiply it by how much? 10,000. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros after that 10. Okay, so I need to move the decimal spot 1, 2, 3, 4. In these gaps, I write zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I was to write out a bit more neatly, 567 multiplied by 10,000, that's 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 23 divided by 1,000. Again, that 23 doesn't appear to have a decimal point, but I know it's a whole number, so I know the decimal point will come after the 3. So that's 23. There's my decimal point. Okay, now I want to divide it by 1,000. So when I divide, I move towards the left. So I move towards the left. If it's 1,000, it's 1, 2, 3 places. So 1, 2, 3. And I draw my decimal point. I know in these big gaps I do a 0, and I do a 0 before the decimal point. So if I was to write it out neatly, it's 0.023. And that's it, guys. That's multiplying and dividing numbers and integers, and decimals by 10, 100, and 1,000, or 10,000 as we even looked at.